Pam and Tommy's fifth episode, entitled Uncle Jim and Aunt Susie in Duluth, saw Pamela Anderson, Lily James, and Tommy Lee, Sebastian Stan, come under strain as their sex tape made the inevitable move from the sleazy corners of the internet to mainstream news. The episode, set in 1996, began with a Los Angeles Times reporter learning of the tape's existence and attempting to pitch an article to her editor to no avail, who dismisses the story as gossip and is not convinced the story meets the level of respectable news reporting. As talk of the tape continues to spread like wildfire, Pamela is distracting herself from her devastating miscarriage depicted in episode 4, as well as the tape, by doing press for Barbed Wire, admitting to the journalist that she doesn't want to dwell on any bad things in the past and move on. Meanwhile, Tommy is struggling to cope with his grief and is seen in a downward spiral of drinking, partying and fighting in a bid to numb his pain, leaving Pamela in crisis talks with her publicist Gail Schwatsky, Mozanne Marno. Pamela then sits down to discuss her sex tape and learns it's beginning to spiral out of control online, prompting a ferocious row with Tommy later in the evening as she accuses him of benefiting from the release of the video. As the couple's private investigator continues to hunt down the initial leak of the tape, Rand Gauthier, Seth Rogen, is nowhere to be seen after abandoning his apartment shortly after clearing out the porn studio of all hard copies of the tape. Nick Offerman, is also suspiciously absent from the episode. Tommy's bad luck also continues to spiral as he learns his record label is starting to lose interest in Motley Crue and is investing their time and energy in a viral video. Undeterred by her editor's initial rejection, the LA Times reporter continues to dig around for a story, calling Tommy for comment, and while he tells her in no uncertain times to FK off, he makes the fatal error of revealing the video was stolen, giving the story a newsworthy angle. The tape then falls into the hands of Penthouse publisher Bob Guccione, with Pamela and Tommy's lawyers quick to suggest they sue in a bid to stop images from the video appearing in the adult magazine. More videos 1, 2, 3 Watch video James Haskell confirms he is to have baby girl with partner Chloe. Watch video trailer for historical drama movie Downton Abbey, A New Era. Watch video Idris and Sabrina Elba mark Valentine's Day with scenic pool. Post watch video Laura Whitmore shares throwback video of Caroline Flack interview. Watch video Nat Barr asks question about Prince Andrew after settled court case. Watch video Kaz says Mike is just not my type despite having a good date. Watch video Kylie Minogue meets with the cast of Moulin Rouge in Melbourne. Watch video Madonna looks radiant as she dances and sings with a band. Watch video Julia Fox opens the Laquan Smith fashion show after Kanye split. Watch video Brett Goldstein makes a grouchy appearance on Sesame Street. Watch video Britney Spears introduces adorable new puppy Sawyer to her fans. Watch video Paris Jackson looks radiant ahead of Valentine's Day. Their plan backfires, however, with Bob's legal team aren't willing to roll over, arguing that it's freedom of speech that will allow them to publish 20 of the nastiest images, while the LA Times catches wind of the legal battle and decides to publish it as news. As Pamela assures herself that no one will even see the backpage feature, she's unfortunately misguided, with Jay Leno's Adam Ray team and also Hugh Hefner, Mike Seeley, picking up on article. While Pamela and Tommy continue to drift apart with their constant rows, the couple then see their tape being mocked on The Tonight Show, with Leno quipping that being completely naked is Pamela's work attire and that her flotation devices have pleased boating safety experts. The episode ends with Pamela being summoned to give an oral deposition in the legal battle with Penthouse's team. As Tommy reminds her we're in this together, the glamour model is seen realizing that this isn't truly the case. The fifth episode dropped following claims Pamela Anderson's inner circle reportedly fears she is being re-traumatized by the series. after the tape was made public. "It was a very traumatizing situation and it's unfair that she is being resubjected to this trauma, like reopening a wound," the source says. A source told People. The leaking of the tape was a time of devastation for the 90s pinup, now 54, and the Motley Crue rocker, now 59, as their X-rated honeymoon moment was spread across the internet for all to view. It had been locked away in a safe, which was later snatched by a disgruntled former employee, Rand Gauthier. Once the tape was found, it was soon released to the public. People's source claimed that those close to Pamela believe that the series is re-exploiting Pamela and that, like anyone else, she deserves a level of respect. They continued, "She's a human being and a mom. There's a sense of hypocrisy about it. It's her life and she should have the decision, as to whether it's turned into a commodity for public consumption." At the time, Pamela was already well known for her role as swimsuit-clad C. J. Parker on the hit TV series Baywatch, as well as her hot and heavy relationship with Tommy. But it was the sex tape that really sent her fame into overdrive. Then when the leaked sex tape happened, there were paparazzi following her and always outside of her home. She was not seeking any more attention, she had enough, the source alleged. Pamela had willingly posed topless for Playboy back in 1992, before going on to add more covers to her impressive roster, but having her body exposed without her consent was deeply upsetting to the star. If you go back to her Playboy cover, she always had the perspective that that was her conscious choice. Pam and Tommy drops on Wednesday on Hulu in the US and Disney Plus in Europe. Sweaty silicone breastplates, 4 hours in makeup and an animatronic penis, how Lily James and Sebastian Stan were able to replicate Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee's sex scenes. Lily James' body for Baywatch babe Pamela, her 34DD bust is just as well known as her acting skills, with English Rose Lily forced to apply a prosthetic breastplate in order to boost her 32B bra size. Special makeup effects designer Jason Collins was tasked with making the fake bust look as real as possible, revealing that it was made out of gel-filled silicone that gave it the appearance and movement of natural skin. Jason told Harper's Bazaar that he would blend the prosthetic just past Lily's clavicle and an inch past her breast line to secure it properly, and revealed that a new breastplate was required daily, estimating they made their way through 50 prosthetics. Discussing the prosthetic, Lily said, "The breast piece was amazing. You would never know it wasn't me. It was shocking. Yet despite the realistic nature of the item, practical reasons meant that Lily filmed several of her scenes without it." She explained, "Because it took so long to put on, I didn't wear it as much as I wanted to. We sort of cheated with my own boobs and figured out outfits and stuff to camouflage or hide and fake the illusion they're bigger." She added, "It would be boiling hot, I got really sweaty and my boobs were coming off. In English, it's too hot." Lily also worked on overhauling her figure in a natural sense as well, working with a personal trainer for 6 months prior to filming in order to mimic Pamela's slight physique. She told Entertainment Weekly, "He worked me so hard and I got really fit. I lost a ton of weight. It was really wonderful to feel like that, to feel so in my own body. It was really tough though, but it was rewarding." Lily revealed that her training didn't ease up during filming either, explaining, "He would make me do all my work and reading my script on a running machine. And I did boxing with a really cool guy in LA, which I love too. being physically strong, like I could literally beat someone up. Hair, with Pamela being the ultimate blonde bombshell, it was vital Lily worked with the best hairstylists in order to hide away her naturally brunette locks. Lily filmed her scenes on a rotation of 4 custom lace front wigs, each a blend of 3 to 4 different blondes to achieve Pam's perfect platinum color. Hairstylist Barry Limo told Harper's that they shaded the roots of the wigs in order to add depth and a natural look, while each wig featured a separate custom nape piece for the updos. So enamored was Lily by her new blonde look, that the actress invested in a wig of her own and would wear it while running errands off the set, noting it helped with her staying in character. She said of her transformation, "I've never done anything where I look very different from myself before. And I'd really like to continue in this vein, because I felt there was something very freeing and liberating in it. There was a bravery that came from that. A courage that came from disappearing." Face. While the most obvious physical dissimilarities between Lily and Pamela may have been their figures, great care was still taken to match them facially. Lily explained, "We explored tons of different prosthetics like nose, chin, eyebrows, forehead, but in the end we stripped it back as much as possible. We didn't want there to be too much of a barrier between me and my expressions. I think they did a really great job. I was really pretty shocked by what they were able to do." Lily had a daily forehead appliance attached to widen the distance between her brows and hairline and used lace eyebrows to match Pamela's 90s thin style, with Lily having her own brows bleached blonde so that they could be hidden under makeup. The actress also wore acrylic teeth dentures, in order to give a capped teeth feel as well as provide a subtle protrusion of her lips. Lily said of her transformation, "I was in the makeup chair at 3:30 a.m. and there would be this 4-hour process to get me into the Pamela look. Eyes, wig, teeth, there was just a whole process." Sebastian's stand body. Sebastian was required to go nude for many of the scenes, with a prosthetic member made from silicone and cast using a mold of his own penis so it could be sculpted and blended to fit. Special makeup effects designer Jason detailed the process for GQ magazine, explaining, "We apply the piece by having the actor saddle himself into the appliance like a sleeve. We then glue it into place and paint it with sheer washes of color including vein work. All modesty is out the door in these scenarios and we become quick personal friends when you're in those positions." One of the standout scenes from the series showed Sebastian talking to his penis, an adaptation from a bizarre chapter in Tommy's memoirs, which required a separate appendage. Jason told Thrillist that Sebastian was fitted with an animatronic penis that was a whole different sculpture than the other prosthetics he'd donned. While Tommy's genitalia may have been the most delicate item to replicate, it was his numerous tattoos that proved to be the trickiest to mimic. The team meticulously researched Tommy's tattoos in chronological order, designed them on Photoshop and printed them on a specialized paper known as a water slide that they could adhere to Sebastian's skin every couple of days, a process that would take up to 2 hours. Hair. Although hairstylist Barry crafted 25 different wigs for the characters on the show, Sebastian was the only lead star who opted not to wear one, instead growing out his own hair for the role. He had his hair treated with a Brazilian straightening process every 6 weeks in order to match his hair texture to that of the rocker. Even the shade of black was a cause of contention, with Barry telling Variety, "We didn't want it to read as flat black hair on camera because Tommy's hair always had light and shine in it. So we were conservative in the color process until we got to the shade we needed." Once the team had perfected the color, they set to work giving it the rock and roll edge it needed, with the goal to make it look like he hadn't shampooed it in several days, and at the same time not make it product heavy so he could run his fingers through it. Such was the laborious process that it would take 45 minutes daily just to apply the hair products and style it in place. Faced Sebastian did not require any facial prosthetics in order to transform himself into Motley Crue rocker Tommy, and was instead able to rely on expertly applied makeup and a fake nose ring to nail the 90s grunge look. He was quick to praise his very best hair and makeup team, who he said simply killed it for his transformation into Tommy Lee. He added, "They deserve whatever awards that are given. We couldn't have done it without them." He went on to note it was a crazy process to really nail down the look in the costumes for these characters, noting he would spend 3 hours in the makeup chair.